Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is going to be a video devoted to Lois Lane. Now, a lot of people wonder, like, what keys came out of Lois Lane and what are some Lois Lane major keys? So I figured, hey, why not make a video about that? And this is that video. So getting Lois Lane's first appearance would be in Action Comics #1. So that's a mega grail. That's one that's out of probably most of our price ranges. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the ones from her run and some other keys associated to Lois Lane. So I hope this will be interesting. These are some Lois Lane keys. I'm a big fan of Lois Lane now. I don't know why. I just really got into Lois Lane, so I've been reading and enjoying Lois Lane books. So I hope that my enthusiasm encourages you to also get into Lois Lane as well. So let's start at the end. That sounds weird, but this is the last issue of the series for Lois Lane. This is issue 137. So the title was Lois Lane, Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane. And this is the very last title, the very last issue of that series. So it's kind of like that end mark of the Lois Lane series. So kind of a cool book to have. And this one is, it's a 20 center, so I think it's from the 70s. Just a really great book. So that's Lois Lane 137. So next, getting a little bit more modern, or getting older. This is from the early 70s. And this is Lois Lane 106. Now, this is a pretty pricey book, actually, because a lot of people seek it. It's one of those ones that's a very controversial book. I actually did a video just about this one book. It's basically what happens is Lois Lane becomes black for a day. It's pretty crazy. So that's the great thing. That's kind of why I got into Lois Lane, is like these crazy storylines. With Lois Lane, they really could experiment and go a little bit wild with it. So this one was a very controversial issue, and therefore it's sought after by collectors. So this is I'm Curious Black. Very funny title. And it's Lois Lane 106. Very, very sought after book. Probably one of the more expensive Lois Lane books there is. So definitely one to be on the hunt for. Okay, the next one is, this is kind of an interesting one. This is Lois Lane 74, and it is the first appearance of Bizarro Flash. So it's kind of like the opposite of Flash, and it's just kind of, an interesting character. So just another, I'm a real big fan of Bizarro characters in general. I actually might do a video just on Bizarro because I really like him as a character, or the Bizarro world as a bunch of characters. So this is just a really great one. Mine is in pretty rough shape, as you can see. It's got a pretty big rip there, but this is a good one. If you can find this in a higher grade, it's worth something. So yeah, it's Lois Lane number 74, first appearance of the Reverse Flash. And the great thing about this, or Bizarro Flash, I should say, Bizarro Flash, not Reverse Flash, but Bizarro Flash. The great thing about this is he's on the cover, so you get that cover appearance as well, so that's quite nice. Now we're getting into some of the older books. And this one is kind of a mega. This one has really gone up in price recently. I got it for a pretty good price. I paid like a couple $100 for it. It's now probably in that $700 to $800 range. So this is Lois Lane number 70. And what's so significant about this one, you're probably wondering? Well, it's the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman. And it's great again because she's on the cover. And it's really great because they're battling it out. You see, Superman has been turned into a cat. So just so much fun stuff going on here. It's a little bit of that cat fight, no pun intended, because it's Catwoman. But it's interesting. It's an interesting cover, and it is the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman, which is in Lois Lane 70. And this is from 1966. So nice book to try to find. And the next one is Lois Lane number 42. Now, Lois Lane 42 is a really interesting one because it has sort of a cameo appearance of Captain Marvel or Shazam. So it's kind of interesting that there was a huge lawsuit between Captain Marvel, Fawcett produced him, and DC Comics because they felt like really there was a bit of a ripoff between Superman and Captain Marvel. There was a lot of similarities with the two characters, and Fawcett in the end had to pay DC Comics, and it bankrupted them almost, basically. So this was kind of like that first appearance of Captain Marvel in like Lois Lane. And this is a Silver Age book. So it's one of those ones where it's considered a cameo. It's not a real appearance. It's kind of weird. It's a weird one. But it is kind of a major key. You know, it's kind of one of those ones that really under the radar. I'm not sure if I could actually flip through it, but it's one that you have to look up. I'll have to read it. I haven't read it yet, so once I read it, and then I can give you the full details. But it is one that is interesting to pick up. So, Lois Lane 42. Next one is Lois Lane number 1. So, obviously, this is the first her title, like the first of the series from Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane. It's not the first title, and I'll show you that next. But this is the first in the series, and this is that Silver Age, Golden Age kind of era. It's like early 50s, and it's a great book because she's doing the whole witchcraft thing, which was actually one of those things where the Comic Code Authority wasn't too keen on. They were a little bit, this was kind of on that borderline, but because it's in costume, it's kind of okay. It's one of those weird ones. This is Lois Lane number 1, so very first of her series, and that's a pretty hard book to find. I've seen it a few times, but it's usually pretty hard to find. And even bigger is this one. This is Showcase number 9, so it's an early Showcase book. Showcase is really DC's way of introducing new characters or new stories or new series that they're going to produce. And Showcase 9 basically introduced Lois Lane series. So this is the first where the title is Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane. And it just basically introduces the series. So that's it. Those are some of the major keys for Lois Lane. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a short video compared to some of my others, but I wanted to show you my new love for Lois Lane, and hopefully it'll be interesting for you. And these are books that you should be on the hunt for, because if you're a serious Lois Lane collector, these are the books to get after Action Comics number 1. So do you have any of these books in your collection? And do you have any other suggestions of Lois Lane books that I might want to pick up? So I'd love to hear that. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And again, thanks for watching. Bye.